800 fun facts in less than 2 hours? That's what Zarpado brings you today. Let's start. The ai is the strangest primate. It has an extremely long finger for hunting larvae. The gates of hell in Turkmenistan have been burning non-stop since 1971 after a mistake by Soviet geologists who thought the fire would burn out in a few days. This is Tay, Microsoft's Nazi chatbot. In 2016, this AI learned from Twitter users and became offensive within hours. In the Brazilian city of Manaus, residents adapt to the Amazon flooding by using canoes and houseboats during the rainy season. Kiara is a volleyball dog with pro-quality spikes and serves, easily making her the best player on the block. In Chile, border collies with backpacks full of seeds helped reforest burned forests, becoming true four-legged heroes. There's a basketball court with an interactive LED floor that reacts to every play with visual effects, making the game feel like something out of the future. Someone broke the world record for pogo stick jumping, reaching a height of 13 feet. It's the equivalent of jumping off a second story on a spring. Amazon's Astro robot is like a futuristic butler that can watch your house, turn on lights, and follow you wherever you go. A jet was cut up and converted into a limousine with wheels, resulting in a bizarre mix of first class and the highway. Danny McCaskill took balance to the limit by riding a bicycle over a tennis net, as if the tightrope were his natural terrain. Pool ball combines soccer and billiards on a giant table, where you use your feet to pocket balls, creating chaos that's as fun as it is original. The Fallas Festival in Valencia celebrates ephemeral art with giant statues that are burned at the end of the festival, turning the city into a fiery spectacle. In Milan, some spas offer a unique experience by simulating storms with rain and thunder. These therapies appeal to the relaxing and cathartic power of the outdoors. Jay Alvarez skateboarded, suspended between hot air balloons, an extreme stunt that defies gravity. In France, a restaurant projects interactive animations on the tables. Diners play games while waiting for their food, merging gastronomy and technology. Turkish police use confiscated supercars for patrols. Ferraris and Lamborghinis deter crime while improving police presence. The plot clock writes the time on paper with a pen, updating itself minute by minute. Parahawking combines paragliding with trained eagles, where the birds guide pilots into air currents for longer flights. In China, there's Xiamen Space Chic Park, the world's largest indoor park. With a giant aquarium, artificial waves, and pure technology, it has a total investment of over 1.4 billion euros. In some Chinese cities, thousands of people celebrate with massive outdoor pillow fights, promoting collective fun and stress relief. A machine called Happy Cow massages cows with rotating brushes, improving their mood and increasing their milk production. Stranger Things actor Gaten Matarazzo lives with cleidocranial dysplasia, a genetic condition that affects bone and tooth formation. In Nairobi, Kenya, there is a hotel called Giraffe Manor, known for its unique interaction with giraffes. The In the Eyes of the Animal project uses virtual reality to show how species like mosquitoes and dragonflies perceive the world. Shaquille O'Neal has the largest feet in NBA history, wearing a US shoe size 23. In London, you can play Mario Kart on real tracks, where players drive go-karts and use items that affect others, just like in the video game. There was a controversial trend involving toenails decorated with live ants, but it was quickly criticized and disappeared. A passionate collector managed to collect more than 20,000 fast food toys, becoming a Guinness World Record holder since 2014, thanks to figures from chains like McDonald's and Burger King. There's a phone so small it can be hidden under a coin. It was launched by the Senko brand. A cat went viral for its demanding behavior. It only drinks premium bottled water and rejects any other container, shoving it away in disdain. Mill Ends is the smallest park in the world, measuring just 21.5 square feet. Sabak took clay to the next level, creating epic battles in stop-motion animation with impressive fluidity. In Japan, the e-defense simulator tests housing structures against real earthquakes, helping to develop more resilient buildings. With more than 1 million pieces and 2,000 motors, LEGO Technic managed to replicate a Bugatti Chiron that actually moves, reaching surprising speeds for a plastic model. Another experiment with LEGO allowed the creation of a functional submarine with flotation and propulsion systems. The Sisyphus machine traces precise designs in sand using balls guided by magnets, creating geometric works that disappear over time. Micro Mouse, a maze-solving robot. Using sensors and algorithms, it memorizes routes and finds the exit, demonstrating miniature artificial intelligence. Crocs collaborated with Monsters, Inc., creating shoes with Sully and Mike details. Sajin has mastered robotic dancing. His precise movements mimic machines, synchronizing each gesture with the music. Oreo and Super Mario launched cookies featuring characters from the game. They included challenges to stack them like scenes from the pixelated universe, uniting nostalgia and flavor. Yuki Matsueda sculpts objects using resin and acrylic to create 3D illusions, playing with the perception of movement. The Museum of Illusions in Prague challenges perception. With size-changing rooms and impossible images, it reveals how the brain interprets reality. In Denmark, police infiltrate games like Minecraft and Fortnite to prevent digital crimes. Operating anonymously, they hunt for hate, fraud, and grooming. The oldest manuscript about Jesus' childhood, discovered in Germany, dates back to the 5th century and describes miracles such as the clay sparrows. Darvian completed Super Mario Bros. In 4 minutes 55 seconds, using permitted glitches. However, speedrun purists debate whether these techniques invalidate the record. Leo XIII, Pope at 90, was filmed at the dawn of cinema, becoming the first pontiff to be captured on celluloid. At 102 years old, Manette parachuted from over 6,500 feet high, proving that age doesn't stop adventure. A Korean fan challenged Alex Pereira to hit him with all his might. Incredibly, he didn't fall or get injured. In 2010, 33 miners were trapped 700 meters underground in the San Jose mine. They survived 69 days in extreme conditions until a global rescue using capsules designed by NASA. At the Wife Carrying Championship in Finland, participants carry their partners over obstacles on their shoulders. The prize? Beer equal to the wife's weight. The company Xpeng Aero HT is developing prototypes of flying cars in China with rotors capable of vertical takeoff, anticipating a possible revolution in urban transportation. A company has fused sneakers with technology and created a gaming PC inside a sneaker, which isn't comfortable for walking, but it's perfect for showing off. A stray dog named Tucson was adopted by a Hyundai dealership and is now a celebrity who helps sell cars better than any advertisement. Special printers can draw your face on the foam of a cappuccino, so you can take a portrait of yourself, literally. In Germany, while waiting at a traffic light, you can play a game of Pong, turning the wait into a moment of street fun. Amazon developed a virtual shoe fitting room that lets you try on sneakers with your cell phone, eliminating returns and tempting you to buy more. Turkish ice cream makers turn every sale into a spectacle. Juggling, jokes, and tradition blend to create an experience as fun as it is delicious. In Australia, ocean pools are natural pools carved into coastal rock that allow swimming in seawater but without waves. A blend of nature and tranquility with endless views. Sitting volleyball is a fast-paced Paralympic sport where agility and teamwork shine, an adaptation that democratizes the passion for the game. Mouthpad transforms your tongue into a touchpad, allowing you to operate devices with just your mouth. Ideal for people with paralysis and gamers seeking maximum precision. An experiment with chocolate changed cooking. In 1945, Percy Spencer noticed that magnetrons melted his candy, and the microwave was born after experiments with eggs and popcorn. Kathakali is a traditional Indian dance that conveys Hindu stories through facial expressions, without the need for words. Accompanied by vibrant makeup and music, this art form creates a unique and fascinating visual drama. In Cameroon, the Busu language is on the verge of extinction, spoken by only 3 people. Tools with ochre pigments dating back 160,000 years have been found in Africa. The Amishina in Indonesia live without clocks or schedules, guided by sunlight and the seasons. A leisurely lifestyle, completely in sync with nature. AI composes classical music. Artificial intelligence models like AIVA create emotional pieces for films, sparking debate about whether machines can be considered artists. 2 brothers managed to climb 100 steps, with one carrying the other on his head, an act of madness and talent that crossed the line from viral on social media to entering the Guinness World Records. The collaboration between Puma and Cheetos resulted in sneakers that smell like spicy cheese, a cross between fashion and a snack that whets your appetite just by looking at them. In Vietnam, a dragon-shaped bridge spits fire and water on weekends, a spectacle that seems straight out of a medieval fantasy. Oddities launched sneakers inspired by Marge Simpson's blue hair, which, while they may seem uncomfortable, are a fun nod to fans of the series. Artist Aki Nakata turns ordinary stones into hyper-realistic canvases by painting animals that seem to come to life, proving that even rocks can be a source of creativity. In Florida, there's a 450-feet Stratocaster guitar-shaped hotel where you can sleep like a rock star, even if you've never learned to play a chord. In Japan, they launched a 2,000-pound firework that lit up over half a mile of sky, making it look more like an alien invasion than a celebration. A play brought Dragon Ball to life with real-life actors and special effects, offering a show that looks like the anime, but with live sweat. Alex Roca, with 76% reduced mobility, ran a marathon and crossed the finish line, proving that willpower breaks any stereotype. Jonathan Bastos, a pianist with no hands, plays with such precision and passion that he surpasses many musicians. Volvo conducted an extreme test by letting a hamster guide a moving truck, proving that even the absurd can be amazing. Delivery drones are already flying over cities, making dogs go from barking at the mailman to barking at the sky. A Spanish galleon sunk in 1708 hides a treasure worth $20 billion. And now Colombia, Spain, Bolivia, and the US want their share of the loot. In 1996, the Baby Cha-Cha, a 3D animation of a dancing baby, spread through emails and forums. This was one of the first viral memes. Despite its soft appearance, the plush ant has an extremely painful sting, so intense that it's nicknamed the cow killer in some areas. Buzz Lightyear, the famous Pixar character, was taken into space in 2008 as part of an educational program aboard the International Space Station. There is a device that adds 3 screens to a laptop using just one USB cable, allowing angle adjustments and facilitating multitasking. In Poland, there is a town called Szymbark, where the upside-down house is located. European shrimp are almost completely transparent, allowing you to see their internal organs. The Caribera diversa ant has soldier workers that carry the smaller ones on their bodies to protect them and facilitate nesting tasks. A sculpture made from parts of a crashed car, called the Last Emoji, seeks to raise awareness about the risks of using a cell phone while driving. In Melbourne, Australia, Box Wars is held every year, a battle in which participants wear armor made of recycled cardboard. A special water purification bag can remove up to 99.99% of contaminants thanks to a chemical powder, making it perfect for emergency situations. If you Google Sonic the Hedgehog and click on its icon, you'll see it transform into its golden counterpart, Supersonic. Raccoons have a habit of dipping their food in water before eating it, even cotton candy. Power Taekwondo combines martial arts with technology, using sensors to simulate video game-style combat. By removing the chlorophyll from a plant, it becomes almost transparent, revealing its internal network of veins and structures. Disc golf, also known as disc golf or frisbee golf, is a sport that combines elements of traditional golf with flying disc throwing. The world's largest insect is the Atlas moth. Did you know there is a bamboo bicycle? It's an ingenious and eco-friendly creation. The tallest man alive today is Sultan Kosin at 8 feet 2.8 inches. The Ring Company is offering $1 million to capture aliens on camera. Joseph's machine created an unusual invention, an alarm clock that sprays water on you. To promote The Walking Dead, zombies appeared on bus stop screens, generating realistic and surprise reactions from pedestrians. A surfer has successfully taught children to ride waves, accompanied by his goat named Pismo, who balances on the board like a pro. In Germany, there is a train called the Party Train that turns any trip into a real party, with music, lights, and even a bar. Artist Robert Wexler used more than 200,000 coins and 7 years of work to create a sculptural cube. Praia do Cassino Beach in Brazil is considered the longest beach in the world, approximately 152 miles long. Nestle has revealed that 1 in 3 students buys a Kit Kat before taking an entrance exam. A Japanese restaurant called Sukiyabashi Jiro is famous for having sushi that can cost up to $300 for a single meal. Alice, the first electric commercial airplane with capacity for 9 passengers, it reduces emissions and operating costs. Challenges: range and charging time. In 2022, a 410-pound gold cube worth $11.7 million was displayed in Central Park. After spending time in space, astronauts face the challenge of relearning how to walk. Babe actor James Cromwell felt a spiritual connection with his deceased father during a key scene. He almost turned down the role, thinking it would be a failure. Brittany Gallivan broke the record for folding paper 12 times in 2002 by folding a giant roll, proving that math can overcome apparent physical limits. Discover geothermal cooking in Iceland. In the town of Hveragerði, residents cook food in pots buried in volcanic pits, harnessing the Earth's heat directly. Discover AlphaGo, the AI that beat the Go champion. In 2016, this system shocked the world by beating the world champion with strategies never seen before in the game's 2,500-year history. This is Gaian's AI that creates fake faces. These generative networks can imagine people, animals, or buildings that don't exist, and are already being used in digital art and visual design. The world's most expensive perfume, Shumuk, costs $1.3 million per bottle and is adorned with diamonds and gold, making it a luxury piece reserved only for the most extravagant collectors. In a zero-gravity soccer experiment, players floated and the ball behaved unpredictably, combining space science and sports in a chaotic and fun spectacle. Oreo launched themed cookies with an edible Pac-Man mini arcade, combining nostalgia, video games, and sweets in a single product. The Iberian lynx was on the verge of extinction in the 1990s due to a lack of rabbits, its favorite food. Today, there are 2,000 of them thanks to conservation programs, although it remains on the brink. The crib of the future has arrived. Revelos uses sensors and AI to track babies' sleep and health. It even rocks itself. With reliable data and a CES Innovation Award 2025, it's the future of children's sleep. The Nova H1 earrings integrate real pearls with wireless technology, merging elegance and functionality by incorporating Bluetooth headphones. The asteroid Apophis will pass so close to our planet that it can be seen with the naked eye. Although it poses no danger, it will be an astronomical spectacle that won't be repeated soon. Jean-Jacques Savin crossed the Atlantic in a barrel. At 72 years old, this Frenchman traveled 122 days floating in a barrel, propelled only by ocean currents. He arrived in the Caribbean in 2019, proving that adventure has no age. Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, participated in more than 100 duels. In one of them, He was shot in the chest but continued fighting. The axolotl never transforms into an adult and can regenerate limbs, a heart, and even parts of its brain. Ganvier, a floating village in Benin, was built in the middle of a lake as a refuge from slavers, and today houses some 20,000 people living entirely on the water. The Roanoke colony, established in 1587 in the United States, disappeared without a trace, leaving only the word Croatoan carved into a post, and to this day remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. The Peel P50, manufactured in 1960, is the world's smallest car at just 4.5 feet long, so light it can be lifted for parking. A stationary bike was transformed into an interactive video game, where pedaling is no longer boring and gamers have the perfect excuse to exercise. A life-size Toyota Supra with working lights and seats was built using 400,000 Lego bricks, fulfilling any brick fan's dream. Red Bull created a drone that flies at 124 miles per hour, outpacing even a Formula One car, which could change the future of racing. There are hot air balloon parties that end with a parachute jump, combining celebration, vertigo, and a good dose of adrenaline. During Christmas, some trains are decorated like giant wrapped presents, turning transportation into a festive experience on rails. The water during the Titanic tragedy was 28 degrees Fahrenheit, making the ocean's chill one of the passengers' worst enemies. Contact juggling makes the balls appear to float or stick to your hands, but behind it lies pure physics and years of practice. A hamster can run on its wheel and generate energy to charge your cell phone, becoming an eco-friendly and adorable pet at the same time. In France, baguette vending machines connected to local bakeries offer freshly baked bread 24 hours a day, even with the option of custom toasting. A simple technology that keeps a classic alive. High-precision lasers are now used to clean ancient coins without damaging them, removing dirt and rust. A true revolution for collectors and restorers of history. A Lego robot equipped with sensors and motors can cross bridges, adjust its wheels, and avoid obstacles. A little engineering with great logic. Carom, a game originating in India, similar to billiards but played with chips and fingers, requires strategy and physics. Today there are professional tournaments that elevate this pastime to a competitive art. In Japan, bicycles are stored in underground robotic parking garages. Futurism and efficiency at the service of urban space. A boy built a functional bridge using only coins. Childlike creativity that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Apples float in water because they contain approximately 25% air. When a dog drinks water, its tongue becomes an inverted spoon that scoops up the liquid on the fly. The Chamber of Silence, designed by Microsoft, absorbs 99.99% of ambient sound, leaving only heartbeats and body creaks audible. At the Harbin Ice Festival, artists create stunning giant sculptures in temperatures of -36 degrees Fahrenheit. In 2007, a Guinness World Record was broken with a sculpture measuring 820 feet. A stunning 360-degree panorama of Mont Blanc takes up 46 terabytes of data, allowing you to zoom in on details miles away. This photo is 45,000 times larger than a photo taken with a cell phone. In Tokyo, the Team Lab Museum immerses visitors in interactive digital art, where virtual flowers and fish react to movement. Under a microscope, our mobile phone screens reveal a fascinating mosaic of red, green, and blue subpixels. That's the magic behind every image we see. Smart mattresses regulate temperature, monitor sleep, and gently wake you up. Technology is at the service of perfect rest. At the Titanic Museum in Belfast, visitors can touch water at 28 degrees Fahrenheit, the same temperature as the night it sank. A modified Tesla with giant wheels demonstrates how a radical design completely alters the vehicle's stability and handling. Engineering is put to the test. In New Zealand, the word kiwi has three meanings. Kiwi, to refer to the fruit, to refer to an endemic bird, and to refer to the people born in New Zealand. In Yanardag, Azerbaijan, there is a natural phenomenon where water sources burn due to natural gas seeping through cracks in the ground. The sailfish is the fastest fish, reaching speeds of 68 miles per hour over short distances. Salt is the only mineral that is eaten directly. The Amazon logo features a yellow arrow running from the letter A to Z, symbolizing the wide variety of products the company offers, from A to Z. Alice in Wonderland has been reimagined in a 3D pop-up book where characters literally leap off the pages. A cafe in South Korea has created a completely black and white space where everything looks hand-drawn, making customers feel like they're inside a comic book. To celebrate Pokemon's anniversary, 500 drones lit up the sky, forming the figures of these creatures. Nostalgia transformed into technological art. In a fusion of food and fun, hamburgers molded like Lego bricks have won over the most curious. Hyper-realistic tattoos mimic stickers that appear glued to the skin. Body art now plays with visual perception. Modified Tesla coils can play Mario Bros-like melodies. Electricity becomes a musical instrument. Motocross taken to the extreme. Stunts on motorcycles that jump into the void and land with parachutes. Sports that challenge the limits of what is possible. In Belgium, some bike paths cross lakes on floating platforms. Infrastructure that unites transportation and scenic beauty. Don Gorski has eaten more than 30,000 Big Macs since 1978 and keeps every receipt as proof. He eats 2 a day and wants to reach 40,000. With more than 3 million saunas for 5.5 million inhabitants, this practice is almost sacred in Finland. Discover Lost Lake, the disappearing lake in Oregon. Every spring, this lake drains completely through lava tubes underground. In winter, it refills, creating a fascinating natural phenomenon. Most toilets in Hong Kong use seawater. Subcutaneous implants allow payments with just a wave of the hand. Functional roller coasters built only with Lego bricks demonstrate how a toy can achieve astonishing levels of engineering. Cars with transparent bodies reveal their entire internal mechanics like sculptures. Technology displayed as functional art. In some Japanese restaurants, diners fish their own food from fish tanks, an experience where freshness is literal. Vortex fountains generate hypnotic whirlpools using only water and light. The physics of water transformed into a visual spectacle. Sweden has a brilliant system for caring for the planet. For every bottle recycled, money is returned to the citizen. An idea that benefits both the wallet and the environment. In Saudi Arabia, the line is being built. A futuristic city 106 miles long, but only 660 feet wide. A model of vertical urban planning that aims to redefine sustainable living. In Spain, the Iberian lynx is fighting for survival. It is one of the most endangered cats on the planet, and its conservation has become a race against time to prevent its extinction. Uber Helicopter offers exclusive rides in cities like New York. Avoid traffic and enjoy aerial views, although the service is limited to special dates. Domino's Pizza used a jetpack to deliver pizzas at a festival. Innovation that combines speed and creativity in fast food service. Sony created a glasses-free 3D display. Red Bull is organizing a junk race where participants build absurd vehicles with household materials. There's a pencil that draws functional electrical circuits. Its conductive ink allows connections to be made and LEDs to light up directly on the paper. Actress Gemma Arterton was born with 6 fingers on each hand, but had surgery when she was a child. The Amazon rainforest in Brazil is home to the Yanomami tribe, who have lived there for centuries and are one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. Sir James Dyson, founder of the consumer technology company Dyson, took 5 years and more than 5,000 prototypes to develop his first bagless vacuum cleaner. A microscopic video shows how white blood cells, our body's defense cells, hunt down and destroy bacteria. Bishan Char Island in Bangladesh appears and disappears with the tides. Formed by sediments from the Meghna River, it is a geological phenomenon as ever-changing as it is fascinating. The BMW Gina is a car with stretchy skin. This prototype has a fabric body that adapts to the speed and shape of the vehicle, proposing a futuristic vision of automotive design. There are only 3 animals in the world that have blue tongues: the Chow Chow dog, the blue-tongued lizard, and the Asiatic black bear. The company name Intel is an abbreviation for Integrated Electronics. A male lion's mane is an indicator of his health and strength. Females tend to prefer males with darker, fuller manes. The most sophisticated cocktails now come with spherical ice, which melts more slowly and doesn't ruin the flavor. A small detail that changes the entire experience. Before he was famous, Justin Timberlake appeared on the television show Star Search in 1992, but lost the competition. The spotted hyena has the strongest bite among carnivorous mammals. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined, with over 3 million lakes. Leech saliva contains an anticoagulant that prevents their victims' blood from clotting while they feed. The Battle of Stalingrad during World War II was the bloodiest in history, with over 2 million dead and wounded. The sun accounts for approximately 99.86% of the entire solar system's mass. Mike invented a super powerful slingshot that pierces coconuts. The CMY cube changes color depending on the viewing angle. It uses cyan, magenta, and yellow filters to create dynamic optical illusions. A ferrofluid clock uses magnets to display the time, using this magnetic liquid that moves in hypnotic patterns. The Geostorm simulator recreates storms with 103 miles per hour winds. A creator organizes toy car races on slides. Onboard cameras offer a thrilling first-person perspective. A person can go a month without food. In contrast, they could only go 7 days without drinking water. The first music video broadcast on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles on August 1st, 1981. Released in 1948, the Vincent Black Shadow was considered the world's fastest motorcycle for many years. The oldest football competition in the world is the English FA Cup, founded by C.W. Alcock in 1872. The first Land Rover was initially designed as a military vehicle in 1948. Jennifer Lopez is a big fan of cooking and has appeared on several cooking shows. Ciro reuses Ferrero Rocher wrappers to make origami sculptures in the shapes of dragons and animals. Lena Medina, a Peruvian girl, became the youngest person to give birth to a live baby in 1938 at just 5 years old. Women blink twice as often as men. The first point scored in basketball history was by William R. Chase. Scott Skiles holds the record for most assists in a single NBA game, with 30 assists in 1990 while playing for the Orlando Magic. The jaguarundi is a little-known feline with an elongated body and short legs. It resembles a small puma and is very agile in its natural habitat. Kinball is a curious sport with a giant ball played by 3 teams at the same time. They shout out the opponent's name before throwing it and must keep it from touching the ground. Magnum ice cream is created by dipping an ice cream base in molten chocolate that hardens instantly, and toppings like almonds are added for extra flavor. Creator El Guzzi prepared a unique pizza with 36 types of cheese, an extreme blend of flavors that takes this classic dish to the next level. Brock Davis uses food as a canvas. He carves fruits and sweets to create temporary works of art that combine creativity and flavor. There are dog daycares that offer training, swimming, socialization, and even live cameras for owners to follow from their workplaces. Doritos launched a special campaign with giant Jurassic World eggs containing hidden snacks, combining marketing and entertainment. A simple paper airplane managed to break a world record by flying more than 77 meters, thanks to an aerodynamic design optimized by engineers. In India, the mansion known as Kingfisher is considered one of the most expensive in the world, noted for its luxurious and extravagant design. Popcorn pops when internal steam breaks the shell, expanding the starch and creating that light, crunchy texture. A wedding celebrated by Anant Ambani in India brought together international celebrities, with opulent decor that marked a milestone in luxury celebrations. Like humans, some dogs need orthodontics. Weasley, for example, wore braces to correct a dental problem, and after several weeks was able to eat much better. Artist Ivan Black designed a kinetic sculpture that generates hypnotic patterns when moved. There's a bed for humans inspired by pet beds. Called Pewful, it's oval-shaped and seeks to offer a cozy, unconventional experience. The tallest ice tower ever built reached 167 feet in height in 2018. New Zealand leads the world in ice cream consumption, with an average of 28.4 liters per person per year. The Louvre Museum offers interactive guides on Nintendo 3DS systems, including maps and detailed descriptions of the works. Bees defecate outside the hive, and their yellow, sticky droppings are sometimes mistaken for honey. The tower of the Surhusen Church in Germany is the most tilted in the world. The Liger, a cross between a lion and a tiger, can grow up to 12 feet long and weigh over 880 pounds, making it the world's largest cat. In Queensland, Australia, it is illegal to keep a rabbit as a pet. St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow is shaped like a llama. Do you know about the Dutch Venice? Giethoorn is a charming canal town in the Netherlands. The horseshoe crab, although called a crab, is actually an arachnid like spiders and scorpions. The Komodo dragon is the world's largest lizard. The most visited city in the world is Bangkok, Thailand. At least 22 million visitors come to this paradise destination annually. Surprisingly, the elephant shrew's closest relative isn't another small mammal, but actually the elephant. Sea turtles travel thousands of miles guided by the Earth's magnetic fields, always returning to the beach where they were born, a natural GPS that still amazes scientists. Ants, despite their size, are capable of lifting 50 times their own weight, thanks to their extraordinarily efficient muscles. Justin Timberlake is the voice of the famous McDonald's "I'm Lovin' It" campaign in the United States. The best-selling album of all time is Michael Jackson's Thriller, released in 1982. The record for the most produced car in a single day was set by the Ford factory in River Rouge, Michigan, on October 1, 1924, when 9,000 Ford Model Ts were built in a single day. The McDonald's in Pushkin Square, Moscow, was the first fast food restaurant to open in the Soviet Union in 1990. The oldest known Egyptian artifact, the Narmer palette, dates back to 3100 BC. In Japan, it is common to give money in special envelopes called red envelopes, or otoshidama, during the new year. Pharaoh Tutankhamun was only 9 years old when he became Pharaoh of Egypt and died at the age of 18. Weighing in at 425 pounds, Eric Scott Esch, known as Butterbean, became the heaviest boxer in boxing history. 80% of the world's soccer balls are manufactured in Pakistan. At any given time, it is estimated that there are around 15,000 airplanes in the air worldwide. The Inuit have developed unique forms of clothing to survive the extreme Arctic climate, wearing sealskin suits, for example. The SR-71 Blackbird was faster than a missile. This American spy plane flew at 2,175 miles per hour, faster than a speeding bullet. The mysterious spheres of Costa Rica are perfectly round, some weighing several tons, and were carved by pre-Columbian cultures. The bridges of Königsberg gave rise to a classic math problem asking whether one could cross the city's 7 bridges without repeating any. Euler proved that it was impossible, thus creating graph theory, the basis of GPS and modern networks. In the Waitomo caves, thousands of bioluminescent worms illuminate the ceiling, creating a visual effect resembling a starry sky. In 1965, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov made the first walk in space. His suit inflated in the vacuum and he nearly died, but he managed to manually release oxygen to return. Right in the heart of Singapore Airport, a 131 feet indoor waterfall becomes the world's tallest indoor oasis. Nature and architecture merge in an unforgettable welcome. Finland leads the world's happiness rankings thanks to its education system, proximity to nature, and admirable work-life balance. Although ketchup is commonly associated with American cuisine, its origins date back to ancient China. Beyoncé is the first woman in history to win 6 Grammy Awards in a single night. Michelangelo spent 4 years painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican, completing it in 1512. Squirrels have an impressive ability to remember the location of their food stores. Balut is a fertilized duck egg that is boiled and eaten straight from the shell. In Canada, there is an island called Prince Edward Island, where cars are prohibited. Beyoncé's name is a tribute to her mother's maiden name, Beyoncé. China is launching into the future with a giant underwater tunnel that will connect Shenyang and Schengen, reducing the journey from 140 minutes to just 20 minutes. Seahorses are the only animals whose males bear their young. In Iceland, police do not carry firearms on duty, as the country has the lowest crime rate in the world, so it is not necessary. The mimic octopus mimics more than 15 marine species, such as snakes and manta rays, changing color and texture in seconds. It uses its tentacles to walk on the seabed, a genius at camouflage. The word sushi in Japanese does not specifically refer to raw fish, but to the vinegared rice used in its preparation. Science already makes it possible to print human tissue such as skin or hearts using living cells, a medical revolution that promises to eliminate transplant waiting lists. The mimic octopus not only mimics other marine species, it also uses 2 of its tentacles to walk on the seabed. The 276-foot Antonov and 225 was designed to transport space shuttles. Only one was built, and it was removed in 2022. The Underground Salt Library in Poland, located 328 feet underground in a former salt mine, includes statues, lamps, and walkways carved from salt. In Poland's Crooked Forest, 400 pine trees grow with their bases curved at right angles, prompting theories about human manipulation or unexplained natural phenomena. The shifting rocks in Death Valley slide on their own across the desert thanks to a combination of thin ice and wind, a phenomenon that has intrigued scientists for decades. Finland has the highest number of libraries per capita, 700 for a population of 5 million. In the 19th century, Georgetown University sold 272 slaves to save its finances. Today, it offers scholarships to their descendants as historical reparations. Hot water sometimes freezes faster than cold water. The Mpemba effect, discovered by a student in the 1960s. The Rubik's Cube has 43 trillion possible combinations, and only one is correct. Dennis Rodman, known for his impressive career as a basketball player in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls, has no less than 28 siblings. Chameleons can move their eyes independently, allowing them to have a 360-degree field of vision. In Bangladesh, 15-year-old students can be jailed for cheating on their final exams. Green, red, and yellow peppers are actually the same fruit at different stages of ripeness. Norway is home to the world's northernmost town, called Ny-Ålesund. The world's strongest beer is called Snake Venom and has an alcohol content of 67.5%, almost 3 times that of a typical beer. The largest diamond ever discovered is the Cullinan, found in South Africa in 1905. Despite its name, the koala is not a bear, but a marsupial. The first emoji was created in 1999 in Japan by Shigetaka Kurita. The oldest surviving printed book is the Diamond Sutra, a Buddhist text printed in China around 868 AD. The name Saudi Arabia is derived from the Saud royal family, which unified the country in the 20th century. Nissan used the Datsun brand to sell its vehicles in the international markets for many decades. The name Spotify is a combination of the words spot and identify. Manny Pacquiao is the only boxer in history to win world titles in 8 different weight classes. The construction of a Formula One car costs almost 10 million euros, including all its parts. The blobfish can inflate its body to appear larger to predators. British explorer Percy Fawcett disappeared in 1925 while searching for a lost city in the Amazon rainforest, known as the City of Z. The coconut crab is the world's largest terrestrial arthropod, measuring up to 1 meter in length. The armadillo is the only mammal that can contract letters. The basset hound has the longest ears. The venom of the black widow spider is 15 times more potent than that of a rattlesnake. A cloud weighs about 1 million tons. The distance between the United States and Russia is just 2.5 miles across the Bering Strait. Walt Disney currently has the most Oscars, having won this award 26 times. A pineapple plant takes 2 years to bear fruit. Anteaters eat around 15,000 ants a day. The character Aladdin was based on Tom Cruise. After water, coffee is the most consumed beverage in the world. Instagram's first logo was inspired by a fake Polaroid camera to capture the app's purpose: to take and share photos. Mangoes are the most consumed fruit in the world. The wings of some insects have microstructures that disintegrate water droplets, allowing them to continue flying even in the rain. Onion skin is naturally hydrophobic and can appear transparent underwater, a property that helps protect the bulb. Are you familiar with the famous Catatumbo lightning phenomenon? It is a unique natural spectacle that occurs in the Lake Maracaibo region of Venezuela. The village of Hum in Croatia is considered the smallest in the world, with a population ranging between 17 and 23 inhabitants. A video dedicated to the extended Lord of the Rings trilogy tallied all the deaths shown on screen, with a total of approximately 222,970 fatalities. India is the largest country in the world in terms of film production. A bubbling volcano amidst the ice, Mount Nyiragongo, with its lava lake in the Congo, looks like something from another planet. The stone blocks of Machu Picchu are carved to fit together perfectly without mortar. The technique called ash milling allows the structures to accommodate during earthquakes. Russia has the most time zones in the world, with a total of 11 different time zones. Goats are excellent climbers and can scale trees and rocky terrain with ease. The first known coin was created in Lydia, in present-day Turkey, around 600 BC. Dragonflies have 6 legs but cannot walk. The largest indigenous nation in the United States is the Navajo Nation, also known as the Dene. The oarfish is known for being one of the longest bony fish in the world, reaching lengths of up to 36 feet. Kangaroos are the only large animals that jump as their primary method of locomotion. The first fully computer-generated film was Toy Story in 1995. The quahog clam of the Atlantic Ocean is the longest-lived animal known. The only desert in Europe is located in Spain. It is the Las Tabernas Desert in Almeria. The first man to circumnavigate the globe was a Spaniard, Juan Sebastián de Elcano, in September 1522. The shooting stars we see in the sky are actually meteors entering the Earth's atmosphere. Have you ever wondered where the meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs fell? It was on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Each person generates about 1.4 liters of urine per day. Honeybees emit different odors depending on their emotional state. They smell of lemon when they are calm and banana if they are stressed. Some people have spiral-shaped belly buttons, an anatomical oddity with no health consequences. The moon is slowing down the Earth, lengthening our days by 1.7 milliseconds per century. San Marino was born in 301, making it the oldest country in the world. Google could be close to the multiverse. Its quantum chip, called Willow, solves seemingly impossible problems, opening the door to theories about parallel universes. A forest that doesn't age. Pando in Utah is a unique 80,000-year-old organism, made up of 47,000 genetically identical trees, cloned since the last ice age. In Russia, the town of Mirny sits on the edge of a huge diamond crater. At 1,722 feet deep and 0.75 miles wide, this abandoned mine has become a surreal landscape reminiscent of the Soviet era. Pareidolia is the human brain's tendency to see faces in random patterns, like clouds or electrical outlets. Lake Hillier in Australia has a permanent bubblegum pink color, due to bacteria and algae. And the most surprising thing is that even when extracted into a glass, it retains its color, something that remains a scientific mystery. Nuclear-powered airplanes are being developed with the promise of emission-free flights and almost unlimited range. By flushing a toilet without lowering the lid, bacteria-laden microdroplets can spread up to 5 feet. The term OK originated in the 19th century as an abbreviation for "Ol correct," a joke that became popular in the United States. King Louis XIX of France reigned for just 20 minutes, making him the shortest reigning monarch in French history. The largest bird in the world is the ostrich, which can reach a height of up to 8 feet 10 inches and a weight of up to 350 pounds. In Cleveland, Ohio, hunting mice is prohibited unless you have a license. To make 1 kilogram of honey, bees must visit 1,440,000 flowers. Surprising truth. Canada's national sport is ice hockey. Chess is played in most countries around the world. Dogs have a sense of smell at least 10,000 times sharper than humans. The first successful vaccine in history was developed by Edward Jenner in 1796 for smallpox. The egg is so large that you can see it without a microscope, while the sperm, the tiniest, needs a magnifying glass to see. The San Diego Zoo is home to 4,000 animals from 800 species, including endangered species such as pandas and Sumatran tigers. Formula One drivers face extreme physical challenges. They can lose up to 9 pounds per race due to dehydration and heat exceeding 122 degrees Fahrenheit in the cockpit. Amethyst geodes are hollow rock formations filled with violet crystals created by lava and minerals. Lance d'Elite, a laboratory-created diamond inspired by meteorites, has a hexagonal structure that is revolutionizing nanotechnology. It is considered the future of ultra-resistant tools. The Great Blackout of 1965 in the US and Canada left 30 million people without power for 13 hours. The Socratea exoraza is a palm tree whose roots can move toward the light, allowing it to walk up to 8 inches per year. Former President Zachary Taylor died in 1850, and after his body was exhumed in 1901, his body unusually preserved, suspicions of murder by poisoning arose among conspiracy theorists. After 350 years without a solution, Andrew Wiles solved Fermat's last theorem in 1994 using modern mathematical tools, bringing to a close one of history's most famous mysteries. Although sushi is commonly associated with Japan, its origins date back to ancient China. The rhinoceros beetle has the longest horn of all insects. Kinkakuji is a gold-leafed Buddhist temple located in Kyoto, Japan. The peregrine falcon is the fastest bird in the world, reaching speeds of up to 240 miles per hour during its dive in pursuit of prey. Flamingos are known for their peculiar sleeping habit, which involves standing on one leg while resting. Dragonflies form a heart when mating, a truly amazing phenomenon. The heart of a blue whale is so large that it weighs the same as a small car. The musculature of octopuses is so complex that they can individually control each of their many arms. Neurons in the human brain can send signals at speeds of up to 394 feet per second. Torres del Paine National Park, located in Chilean Patagonia, is known for its spectacular granite peaks, glaciers, and deep blue lakes. The sun releases more energy in 1 second than humanity has consumed in its entire history. Hungarian is the most difficult language to learn. The star Betelgeuse is a red supergiant that is in the final stages of its life and will eventually explode as a supernova. In Bangladesh, 15-year-old students can be jailed for cheating on their final exams. The Palace of Versailles in France has over 2,300 rooms. The Minecraft map is so immense it could fit the Earth 8 times over. At 60 million blocks wide, it's practically endless to explore. In Alaska, USA, there is a small town called Whittier, where most of the residents live in a single building known as the Baggage Towers. Oreo cookies were created in 1912 and have kept the same design. Surprisingly, the oldest airline in the world is KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, which was founded in 1919. In India, there is a temple dedicated to rats called Karni Mata, where rats are worshipped and allowed to move freely around the temple. Astronauts are not allowed to use ordinary pens in space. The Japanese brand Olympus launched a collection of chocolates that mimic the planets of the solar system, presented in an elegant black box with 8 cocoa spheres. The Mississippi alligator is a reptile that has existed since the age of the dinosaurs and has remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. A techie created a console called Melon Boy, mounting a working Game Boy inside a watermelon, using a Raspberry Pi and an LCD screen. The Acherontia moth hippos don't swim. In fact, they walk on the bottom thanks to their high bone density and can hold their breath for several minutes. The largest star known to date is UY Scuti, which has a diameter approximately 1,700 times that of the Sun. The tiny brachycephalus frogs, due to their small size, are unable to maintain their balance properly when jumping, as their balance system is extremely reduced. The world's deadliest venom is that of the Australian inland taipan snake. Did you know that Tom Cruise has a pilot's license? Norway is home to the world's largest stave church, called the Hedal Stave Church, built in the early 13th century. Ida is a robot who paints, writes poetry, and has already sold over 1 million pieces of art. She's more talented than many humans. In Japan, they created a flying bike that floats for 40 minutes. We're almost at Back to the Future. A man in South Africa sleeps with cheetahs to build trust. And it wasn't even on the menu yet. A girl was saved from a bear by listening to Rihanna. Music literally saved her life. In Romania, a man placed 319 wine glasses on his head and danced, a world record without spilling a single one. A ballerina performed ballet in Antarctica on a boat. Epic frozen art. In Croatia, there's a heart-shaped island called Galesnjak, ideal for weddings and romantic selfies. There are concrete mattresses that protect the coast from erosion, tough but useful. A Portuguese priest is also a DJ. He plays electronic music right in the middle of Mass. A mother used AI to turn her children's mess into a newscast. Result, record-breaking cleanliness. For only $35, you can sleep in a capsule hotel in Japan, mini with USB and mandatory silence. Liuba, a 50,000 years old mammoth calf, was found so well preserved that she appears to be asleep. An earthquake-resistant bed locks like a safe and holds water, food, and a rescue signal. Ben Allen created a giant 12-foot NES controller. It takes 2 people just to play. Cleopatra married her brothers to maintain power. And although she was an Egyptian queen, she was of Greek blood. In China, they created the Rotund Bot police robot, spherical and armed with gas. BB-8 with a badge. By 2026, China plans to have 1,000 humanoid robots helping out in homes and factories. A real future. The bionic bee is a robotic bee that can pollinate in emergencies. High-tech flight, motorized pants already exist. The MGO gives you over 40% more power when climbing hills. Bionic legs activated. In Turkey, a 1,600 square feet Byzantine mosaic was found under a hotel. It's almost 1,500 years old and intact. Fontis is a cool bottle for cyclists that converts air humidity into drinking water using solar energy. 2 twins fought in the womb, and the ultrasound went viral. They started a rivalry before they were even born. In Australia, a cat performs more than 20 tricks. She's faster and more balanced than many humans. There's a guitar without strings. The Liber Live C1 uses sensors to play chords with buttons. In Madagascar, a village lives inside an extinct volcanic crater. Unique views and ideal climate. In Grenada, many people live in caves that are cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Natural insulation. Pool cheese made from donkey milk costs $1,000 per kilo. exclusive and curious. In 2000, Yahoo tried to buy Google for just $1 million, but they turned it down. Epic business fail. The town knew the Airlife landfill seals, compresses, and runs on a battery for 30 days. Eco-futuristic. Lola Roy, a French woman, does extreme parkour and leaped from buildings 16 meters high, almost flying. Saffron costs $1,000 per kilo, and 150,000 flowers are needed to produce it. Delicate and very expensive. In Italy, Rueda Street is only 40 centimeters at its narrowest point. It's one of the narrowest streets in the world. Geert Chatroux is a world champion for whistling melodies with incredible precision. He plays complex songs without instruments, just with his lips. Javante Carter, known as Holix D, managed to cover his nostrils with his lower lip for 1 minute and 2 seconds. A world record with a face so elastic it looks like a cartoon. Scott Burner broke a record by driving in reverse at 56 miles per hour for 1,320 feet. His maneuver was recorded as the fastest reverse. In the Netherlands, there's a bike path that's partially submerged in water. It allows you to cycle at canal level with an underwater view. Threading, also known as Indian threading, is an ancient hair removal technique that uses a cotton thread to remove hair precisely and permanently. A giant salt mine in Romania looks like something out of Minecraft. Cool, huge, and good for your health. It's the Slanik Prahova. MSCHF made a mini bag so tiny you need a microscope to see it, and they sold it for over $60,000. In Holland, at the Corpus Christi Museum, you can step inside a giant human body and navigate it as if you were a cell with GPS. Black sapote looks like a common fruit, but it tastes like chocolate pudding. No sugar, no guilt. They made a giant pizza that covers 5 tennis courts. The best part? They donated it all to charity. A Brazilian skydiver dropped 100 million seeds over the Amazon. Reforestation from the sky. Canada created an invisibility cloak called Quantum Stealth. It works in normal and infrared light, almost like Harry Potter. Terry Horton bought a painting for $5, and it was a Pollock valued at $50 million. He died without selling it. Museum plot twist. Schneider composes songs using the sounds of his washing machine's buttons. He turns each cycle into a homemade electronic melody. Uber offers helicopter rides for special events in certain cities, an aerial alternative to avoid extreme traffic. Mythical Rocket typed 262 words per minute on a keyboard. He broke the world typing record with incredible speed. Michael Taladas lived 82 years without seeing a woman, isolated in a monastery. He spent his entire life on a sacred mountain in Greece. Kinball is a sport with a 4-foot ball that must not fall. It is played by teams of 3 colors at the same time. Priscilla Dunstan deciphered universal baby sounds like neigh or heh. She claims they indicate hunger, discomfort, or other needs. Thor Bjornsson trained by lifting his wife as a weight. Japan has arcades where you fish for real objects with mechanical hooks. Prizes include live seafood and fish tanks. A device with a holographic head replaces people in meetings. It projects the image of a remote speaker in 3D. Luke Jerram created a 23-foot scale moon for museums. It reproduces the actual lunar surface in detail. Menga balanced 1,512 wooden blocks without glue. He created a stable tower that defies gravity. Owls camouflage themselves by stretching their bodies to resemble thin branches. This trick helps them evade predators. The quad stick allows you to play video games using only your mouth. It is ideal for people with limited hand mobility. In parahawking, falcons guide paragliders into air currents. A drummer practices rhythms on the street using buckets. He turns everyday objects into percussion instruments. A platform in the French Alps simulates a free fall at 12,000 feet. It uses harnesses and wind to recreate the experience without jumping. The Godfather cat wasn't in the script. Brando found it on set. Roman Bhutan carves coins with mechanisms that move when touched. Each piece is a small work of kinetic art. Europe's largest kite festival is taking place in Fano, Denmark. A map shows the richest YouTube channels by country according to Social Blade. It reveals how much the world's most watched creators earn. Green Euglossini bees look like flying jewels. They live in Central America and pollinate exotic orchids. A keyboard with a secondary touchscreen serves as an additional monitor. It allows you to view shortcuts or images without leaving your typing. The Karma sculpture in New York creates an optical illusion that makes it appear taller. Its design plays with perspective and shadows. Pearlfish hide inside the rectum of sea cucumbers for protection. They use this hiding place to evade marine predators. They created a meatball with DNA from a woolly mammoth, extinct 4,000 years ago. It was a breakthrough in biotechnology and genetics. Sologamy is a trend where people marry themselves. They seek to reaffirm their self-love and personal commitment. MSCHF's reversible sneakers can be worn right side up or backward. A Belgian draft horse pulled 18 men in a strength test. Hypertrichosis causes extreme hair growth, like a werewolf. There's a garbage island in the Pacific that's bigger than many countries. And yes, there are 4 more. In the Silent Hill demo, a ghost named Lisa follows you around without you noticing, until she does. Today, AI can create videos like a cat cooking, and it's increasingly difficult to tell if something is real. Pinocchio not only lies, he also has a curious name. It means wooden head in Italian. A Mexican invented pavement that repairs itself with water. Technology that wins awards and saves streets. In Smooth Criminal, the beats you hear are Michael Jackson's Real Hard. Vital Rhythm. A glueless coin bridge holds itself together only by perfect balance. Panda Oreo cookies reveal patterns when touched by warm milk. A fun treat for kids. Shaozhai Tiankeng in China is the deepest sinkhole in the world, 2,172 feet to the center of the Earth. Cell phones have up to 30 times more bacteria than a toilet. Time to clean that screen. Jeremy Harper counted to 1 million out loud. It took him 89 days straight. Endless patience. In 1971, Alan Shepard played golf on the moon with a makeshift club, a historic lunar swing. Tigers sneeze with a loud and surprisingly tender sound. This gesture can be a warning sign or simply irritation. Someone made a working sewing machine using only Lego pieces. Show off your creativity with building blocks. Harihar Fort in India has staircases carved vertically into the rock, an architecturally impressive archaeological site. In Japan, staff perform drills dressed as escaped animals. This is how they train for emergencies in zoos and aquariums. The jaguarundi is a cat that looks like an otter and sounds like a bird. Alex Roca completed a marathon with a 76% disability. A milestone. His determination inspired many athletes. Sri Lankan dwarf elephants barely reach 5 feet in height. Nissan launched breakfast-flavored ramen, egg, pancakes, and syrup. A couple got married suspended 400 feet above a cliff. It was an extreme wedding for adventure lovers. A McDonald's in New Zealand has a real airplane as its dining room. It offers a unique experience for its customers. The box turtle completely closes its shell thanks to a natural hinge. This provides complete protection from external threats. The seeds of Ruellia tuberosa explode upon contact with water. This way, they disperse and germinate in new locations. The hair prostheses are handmade by gluing hair onto leather molds. They guarantee a natural and comfortable look. Abby, the dog from I Am Legend, is living a happy life at 16 years old. She retired after starring in a film. The Paris catacombs contain the bones of 6 million people. It's literally a giant underground cemetery. Your head generates 70,000 thoughts a day. At Yale, they reactivated the brains of dead pigs with a system called BrainX. Movie science. At Disney California Adventure, Mickey's Fun Wheel has sliding booths. These move like pendulums as the wheel spins. There's a building called Instagram in Spain, famous for being the perfect place for photos. Hungary issued the highest denomination paper currency in world history, a 100 trillion Pengo banknote in 1945. Nestle has revealed that 1 in 3 students buys a Kit Kat before taking an entrance exam. The white bellbird has the loudest call in the world, reaching 125 decibels. Meet Ray, the unicorn dog. She lost one ear and the other migrated to the center of her head. The movie Ratatouille is named after the French baked vegetable stew. Controlled implosion causes a building to collapse inward like a sandcastle, all with explosives placed like a choreographed demolition. Bionic prosthetics with myoelectric sensors move fingers and arms almost like real ones. The SLJ 900/32 is a 580-ton Chinese beast that builds bridges without cranes. The anteater's tongue measures up to 60 centimeters to catch ants. In 2003, Bionicle saved LEGO financially, becoming almost its only source of income. It was such a huge success that it kept the company alive. The Senecio peregrinus plant has leaves shaped like small dolphins. It is a highly sought-after succulent for its marine appearance. Madagascar is home to the fossa, the island's largest carnivore, with an elegant silhouette and graceful movements. Kombucha is a fermented beverage made from sweetened tea fermented by a colony of bacteria and yeast known as a SCOBY. Andrea Love creates stop-motion animations with felt characters. Each scene is a blend of handcrafted tenderness and pure creativity. Valentina Vassilieva gave birth to 69 children in the 18th century. Among them, 16 pairs of twins, 7 triplets, and 4 quadruplets. A unique feat. The Lumi Watch projects the screen directly onto your skin, like science fiction. It doesn't have a physical screen, but you can interact with it just like a cell phone. Masonry competitions show who's the best at building with precision. In the Body tribe of Ethiopia, men compete to gain weight in the name of honor. Cano Lopez is a master of vaulted staircases made with ancient art. Aria is a humanoid robot that speaks, accompanies, and learns with advanced AI, a company that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. At the San Andres Cholula Kite Festival, the sky is filled with flying art. Giants of paper and creativity conquer the air every year. The great mechanical elephant of Nantes walks elegantly among the people. It measures 40 feet and weighs 47 tons. It's a marvel on hydraulic legs. Ekaterina Sisoeva creates 3D cars and paintings that seem to jump off the canvas. At just 24 years old, she's already revolutionizing three-dimensional art. Fire-extinguishing balls are devices containing an extinguishing agent that is activated upon contact with flames. In doing so, they generate a controlled explosion that disperses the chemical compound and efficiently extinguishes the fire. Ivan Zivkovic is a photographer specializing in macro photography of live insects. Lucas da Silva, known as Coach Blue, is a United States Marine and fitness trainer specializing in bodybuilding and calisthenics. Archax is a humanoid robot developed by Tsubum Industries that measures 15 feet tall and weighs 3.5 tons, capable of performing various tasks. A Chinese printer combines photography and 3D printing to create realistic models. It turns simple images into highly detailed three-dimensional figures. Macrofying on Instagram reveals hidden worlds with microscopic photos. Instant ramen is cooked, dried, and fried before being packaged. Zeus the blind owl has eyes that look like 2 bright galaxies. Although he can't see, his gaze leaves everyone in awe. Unproductive Brothers recreates miniature plane crashes with realistic detail. Their videos are as intense as a compressed action movie. Arcus clouds, like roll clouds, look like tubes that herald storms. The world's heaviest dumbbells weigh 330 pounds each. The Koenigsegg Jesko Attack Odin is a hypercar with 1,600 horsepower. It features 24-karat gold details and an utterly luxurious design. A flamethrower tractor removes weeds using controlled fire. The Deep Dive Pool, located in Dubai, is the deepest pool in the world at 200 feet deep. Its volume of 3.7 million gallons makes it an impressive sight. The electric rear hydraulic jack is a device used to maneuver a trailer bed in narrow streets. This equipment is especially useful in urban areas in Asia, where space is limited and precision is required. The YouTube channel Yeso Habana specializes in plasterwork, showcasing techniques such as relief art and adhesive plaster decoration. Zip stitch is a medical device that acts as an alternative to traditional stitches. It consists of an adhesive system with adjustable strips, providing a quick and less invasive way to close wounds. The bearded vulture throws bones from high above to break them and eat the marrow. A scavenger bird with techniques worthy of a rustic cooking expert. The shepherd's jump in the Canary Islands allows one to cross cliffs with a giant pole, a tradition that blends skill, balance, and ancestral culture. Fola David Tolaram, a Nigerian doctor and artist, created the largest single drawing. Unity and diversity is his powerful message rendered stroke by stroke. Jinil Park designs furniture that looks like something out of a cartoon. Using wire, he creates pieces that deceive the eye and enchant anyone. Storelgen in Norway is a 33-foot steel moose that shines like a mirror. In addition to being impressive, it helps prevent traffic accidents. With patterned rollers, you can decorate your walls like an artist. Geometric designs transform any corner with a single swipe. Elephant coffee is made from beans that have passed through its digestive system. The result is a smooth, exclusive, and quite expensive brew. Big Boy is a rescued elephant turned conservation influencer. The Weifang Ferris wheel is 410 feet tall and doesn't need a central axis. Its cabins offer 360-degree views, suspended like a magic trick. A medium-sized cloud can weigh a ton, yet it floats without a problem. Hydnora africana blooms underground and smells rotten to attract beetles. Popeye was inspired by a real-life sailor named Frank Rocky Fiegel. He was strong, kind, and lived in Illinois in 1919, fist and all. Popcorn pops when internal steam bursts the shell. The starch transforms into edible sponge in milliseconds. Raynaud's syndrome is a medical condition that affects blood circulation, causing the affected areas to change color. These episodes can lead to the skin turning from white to blue and then red. The self-propelled modular transporter is a modular vehicle used to transport extremely heavy loads. These vehicles can be controlled remotely or through a cockpit, making them essential in heavy industry. Army veteran Esperance Luminesca holds the record for the most tattoos and modifications. In curling, sweeping the ice isn't just about cleaning, it's pure strategy. Players change the course of the stone with each precise stroke. Chris Roger transforms blown glass into unique and functional sculptures. His art combines delicacy, form, and fire with mesmerizing results. The red banana has a sweeter taste than the traditional yellow one. In the Chinese village of Huangluo, women have the longest hair in the world. This ancient tradition attracts the curiosity of travelers from all over the world. Liquid nitrogen branding is a modern and less painful method for cattle. Machi Korean is famous for having the world's longest legs. One measures over 135 centimeters, making her one of a kind. SpaceX's Starship rocket managed to land, but exploded shortly after due to a leak. She almost made it. Did you know who the world's youngest billionaire is? Kylie Jenner. Remember Audrey Hepburn's dress in Breakfast at Tiffany's? It sold at auction in 2006 for over $900,000. Leptopoma perlusluidum is a snail with gills and a lid, something extremely rare on land. It lives in low-lying areas of Indonesia and the Philippines, enjoying its unique lifestyle. The Gouldian finch is an exotic Australian bird with plumage that looks hand-painted. Its vibrant colors of blue, orange, and green make it one of the most beautiful of its species. Did you know there is a green sand beach? Papakolea Beach in Hawaii. In 1954, Roger Bannister defied the impossible and became the first human to run a mile in under 4 minutes. A truly difficult feat. In Barlovento, Maldives, the sea glows like a starry sky thanks to the bioluminescence of plankton. In China, The Dragon Boat Festival is celebrated with exciting races of decorated boats and tasty zongzi, a traditional delicacy in honor of the poet Qiu Yuan. The paper pop-up creates three-dimensional structures that emerge when you open a page. Total Anton creates skateboards with unusual materials like glass and recycled wood. His crazy inventions go viral on his YouTube channel. A gas-powered robot can fill your tank without you even leaving your car. Open the cap, attach the hose, and it fills up for you, like something from the future. During World War II, pots were melted down to make helmets. A washing machine turned into an aquarium? Yes, it's real. Remove the mechanisms, and it becomes a perfect home for fish. Automatic car sunshades unfold like a giant umbrella. Efshin Ismail Gadarzada is only 25.7 inches tall and is the shortest man in the world. The mechanical golden horse is a sculpture that simulates a real gallop. It combines precision engineering with moving visual art. In Japan, there are bars where you pay to receive a slap from a stranger. Some stores have implemented a system that blocks the wheels of shopping carts if they cross certain limits. This is a measure to prevent theft or carts from ending up far from the parking lot. Panterophobia is the irrational fear of mothers-in-law. Some people suffer anxiety just thinking about family gatherings with their partner's mother. Shaquille O'Neal has hands so large they can completely cover an adult head. His feet are a US size 23, which is about 37 centimeters. The PillCam is a pill-sized capsule that takes photos of the digestive tract when swallowed. It's a painless alternative to traditional endoscopies. The images are transmitted to an external device in real time. Budapest tumbler pigeons have enormous eyes that look like something out of a cartoon. In Japan, some staircases can be converted into platforms. They transport people in wheelchairs with ease. The largest ball of human hair weighs 225 pounds. It was made with donations from people around the world. David Grunges transforms scrap metal into impressive sculptures. His art combines recycling, creativity, and an ecological message. The Google Maps backpack captures 360-degree images of places where cars can't reach. Irwin's sculptures show fat cars made of deformed foam. It looks like a cartoon, but it's a social critique in an artistic way. Little Island is a floating park in New York that looks like something out of a fairy tale. It floats on the Hudson River and blends nature, art, and architecture. Can you imagine swimming in a pool 490 feet high with a glass floor? It exists. It's in Houston, and it's called Sky Pool. Did you know that in Japan, every spring, more than 5 million blue Nemophila flowers bloom in Hitachi Park? The entire landscape becomes a sea of sky blue. Squid Game 2 broke records with 68 million views in 4 days. Butterflies don't have lungs. They breathe through tiny tracheas that go directly into their cells. Did you know there's a photo of a sloth and her baby sleeping in such an odd position that it seems they're defying the laws of gravity? They look like they're hanging in the air, but they're very comfortable. Did you imagine that Apple spends only $14 to manufacture Beats headphones and then sells them for almost $200? Have you ever seen a macro photo of a snowflake? Each one has a unique shape and looks like microscopic hand-carved jewels. Did you imagine that there are dogs trained as lifeguards capable of jumping from helicopters into the sea to rescue people? On the Hawaiian island of Oahu, there is an extinct volcanic cone called Diamond Point. Inside the crater are remains of an old military fort. GP motorcycles can lean up to 64 degrees in turns without losing control. Aircraft toilet waste is removed with a system of hoses connected to special trucks. Everything is done once the plane lands. There is a robot called Prayer that autonomously writes and recites religious prayers. It was created as a work of art and a reflection on modern spirituality. The spiny flower mantis camouflages itself so well among flowers that it looks like it belongs there. This trick makes it invisible to its prey and enemies. Bet you didn't know there's a photo of a slug escaping from the mouth of a carnivorous plant? It's like a slow-motion action scene from the plant world. Did you know each of your eyebrows has around 450 hairs? Can you believe Shakira was rejected from her school choir because her vibrato sounded like a goat? Did you know sea turtles cry? Not out of sadness, but to eliminate the excess salt they accumulate in their bodies. In Svalbard, Norway, the sun doesn't set in the summer and doesn't rise in the winter. Aurora or darkness, nothing in between. Eyelashes last about 150 days, much less than hair or body hair. Did you know that the water from the Splash Mountain roller coaster once sold for over $5,000 on eBay? Carom is an Indian game that combines the precision of billiards with the fun of quoits. It is played on a wooden board with pucks and great aim. The Komodo dragon is the largest lizard on the planet, weighing 154 pounds. It lives in Indonesia and has a bite that inspires awe. In Asia, some dishes are cooked by immersing them in hot sand. The Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt has lost its nose and is believed to have been destroyed by a cannon shot fired by Napoleon. Dragonflies have one of the highest hunting success rates of all animals, reaching up to 95%. Did you know that the owl can fly without making any noise? The sun is so gigantic that 1.3 million Earths could fit inside it. Tanya Herbert has the largest female feet ever recorded. They measure 33 centimeters, and she has to have her shoes custom made. The brittle star looks like a creature from another planet, although it's a cousin of the starfish. Its arms move like tentacles with a life of their own. A cockroach can easily support 900 times its own weight. Its exoskeleton makes it tough, flexible, and very difficult to eliminate. At 18, Mike Tyson already had a neck measuring 20 inches in diameter, larger than that of many adults. These muscles were key to absorbing blows without losing stability. Half-black tigers are so rare that there are fewer than 10 in the world. In 1973, an anti-tank grenade was invented in the exact shape of an American football. It was designed to be thrown by soldiers in a spin like a long pass. The Brazilian jewel tarantula is considered one of the most beautiful in the world. Its body has metallic hues that shimmer in the sun like living jewelry. It is difficult to find, and its care requires a lot of experience. Bet you didn't know that kangaroos are excellent swimmers and use their tails as a motor? They swim surprisingly efficiently. Did you know that in South Korea, urban trees receive medical care like patients? They are given saline solutions to keep them healthy. Zhangjiajie National Park in China inspired the landscapes of Avatar with its karst peaks and limestone columns. Kangaroos have a powerful kick that they can use to defend themselves from predators, like dingoes. Did you know that there are water jet cutting machines that can cut through metal, glass, and wood like butter? Darth Vader's original voice wasn't the one voiced on set by the actor. It was dubbed in post-production by another actor. Did you know there are cups that fill from the bottom? They have a magnetic system at the bottom that allows the liquid to rise without spilling. Did you know the gaur is one of the largest and most dangerous bovines in the world? It lives in India and is known for being strong and very territorial. Have you seen a photo of the lunar surface where one of the formations looks like a lying bear? Did you know that there are public restrooms in China with transparent walls? The idea is to keep them constantly cleaned and deter inappropriate behavior. Guess you knew there was a fashion show featuring clothing designed for natural disasters, from firefighting suits to hurricane-proof accessories? Did you know there's a jetpack-wielding paramedic who can reach mountainous areas in just minutes? He literally flies to save lives. Watch this incredible cat parade created with artificial intelligence. English dominates the internet with 25.9% of content, followed by Chinese with 19.4% and Spanish with 8%. Ants don't sting with poison as many believe, but rather bite with their mandibles to gain a foothold. Some species then apply formic acid or irritating substances. The world's tallest penthouse is in New York City at 1,415 feet high. Its value is over $250 million and has a 360-degree view of the city. The platypus and the echidna don't have stomachs. Did you know that Pikachu has had the same voice since 1997? The white-tailed deer can jump up to 10 feet high and 30 feet long in a single bound, a true natural athlete. Ocean 1K is a 3D vision diving robot capable of exploring the depths of the sea just like a human underwater. In Coober Pedy, Australia, people live in underground caves to escape the scorching desert heat. Hurling is an Irish sport that combines football, rugby, and hockey, using sticks to hit a ball and score goals. Japan is home to the world's longest pedestrian suspension bridge, the Kokonoe Bridge, which spans 1,280 feet over a gorge. Toucans use their enormous beaks as a natural fan to dissipate heat. The Vasconcelos Library in Mexico City resembles a floating forest of steel and glass. Airbus and Audi have created the Pop-Up Next, an autonomous air taxi concept that combines the best of aviation and ground transportation. Borobudur, located on the island of Java, Indonesia, is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. The human body contains about 37 liters of water, which represents approximately 60% of its total weight. Did you know that Millie Bobby Brown was born in Marbella, Spain? At the age of 4, she moved to the United Kingdom and then to the United States. Since 2017, a Tyrannosaurus Rex race has been held in Seattle, United States. Did you know that stall number 1 in public restrooms is usually the cleanest? This is because it's near the door, and many people are embarrassed to use it. The giant centipede is a type of centipede or myriapod that lives in the lowlands of Venezuela, Colombia, and the southernmost Caribbean, such as Trinidad. The Kowloon Walled City in Hong Kong is a unique urban labyrinth, with overlapping buildings creating incredible structural chaos. Norway is home to the world's largest wooden church, Hedel Church, built in the early 13th century. The human brain is approximately 60% fat. Yazd, Iran, is famous for its wind towers called badgirs, which channel cool air into buildings. In India, brides decorate their hands and feet with intricate henna designs at their weddings. Do you know Villa Oleandra? It's George Clooney's luxurious estate on Lake Como, Italy, famous for its beauty and tranquility. Shooting stars aren't stars. They're fiery rocks that burn up upon entering the atmosphere. Apples float because they have air inside. The Irish wolfhound measures up to 90 centimeters at the withers, a colossal dog. It is one of the largest breeds in the world. The exoplanet WASP-12b is egg-shaped due to gravitational pull. Its extreme gravity deforms its shape spatially. Did you know that the helical bridge in Choluteca, Honduras, has a spiral shape that makes it resistant to hurricanes and earthquakes? Do you know about the mountain oriole? It's a fascinating bird from Central America that builds pouch-shaped nests, hanging them from tree branches. A hummingbird's heart can beat up to 1,260 times per minute. Amazing, isn't it? The BMW logo is inspired by the flag of Bavaria, the German state where the famous car brand was born. Borja and Alvaro Garcia are two brothers who were crowned European foosball champions. Their synchronization is so good that they seem to control the ball as if they were one. They represent Spain and are known as legends of the game. Did you know that there is only one national park in Portugal? It's Peneda Gerês. Sharks don't have bones. Conor McGregor, in addition to being a famous fighter, ventured into the world of whiskey with his own brand, Proper Number 12. Xie Kuping, a Chinese woman, holds the Guinness World Record for the longest hair in the world, measuring over 18.4 feet in 2004. Harper's Bazaar is the oldest magazine in the world, founded in 1867 in the United States. Do you know Muay Thai? It's a martial art from Thailand, nicknamed the Art of Eight Limbs because it uses fists, elbows, knees, and legs. The Jerusalem artichoke, or tupinambo, is a tuberous root similar to the potato, but with a sweeter flavor and a crunchy texture. In Norway, the famous Trollstigen, the Troll Road, winds through the majestic mountains of Mura or Romsdal. Enzo Ferrari was a driver and sports director at Alfa Romeo before founding his own company, Autoavio Costruzioni, which would become Ferrari. You can finally play tennis with a robot. Meet Esther, the first human-scale training robot. Strawberries have more vitamin C than oranges. Before he was Mario, the hero of Donkey Kong was called Jumpman and was a carpenter. They changed his name because he resembled Nintendo's landlord in the US, a certain Mario Segal. There are around 3 trillion trees on this planet, far more than the 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. The Swiss school Le Rosey, known as the School of Kings, is a luxury school for the children of monarchs and wealthy families. When you see dust in the light, surprise, you're seeing bits of skin floating as if it were nothing. On the island of Java, Indonesia, Mount Bromo continuously releases smoke from its active crater, creating an impressive and mysterious sight. The red kangaroo is the largest land mammal in Australia and is known for its ability to jump long distances at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. The name of the band Pink Floyd was inspired by 2 blues musicians, Pink Anderson and Floyd Council. In Italy, the Palio di Siena is a famous horse race held twice a year in Siena's Piazza del Campo. In Hawaii, hula is a traditional dance that combines rhythmic gestures with songs and music to tell stories and preserve Hawaiian culture. There is a snake that resembles a banana because of its yellow color with dark spots. Its appearance has confused many in the jungle. Despite its appearance, it is not poisonous and is harmless to humans. Contact lenses are made by injecting liquid hydrogel into very precise molds. They are then pressure pressed to take on the final shape. The oldest chewing gum in the world was found in Sweden and is over 9,000 years old. It was made from tree resin and sweetened with natural honey. It was used by ancient hunter-gatherers, perhaps for entertainment or medicine. Contrary to its name, the white rhinoceros is not white, but gray, which may surprise some. The sailfish is the fastest in the ocean, capable of reaching speeds of up to 68 miles per hour over short distances. Did you know that India has the highest percentage of vegetarians at 29.5%, while Russia has the lowest? Apple's first logo was an illustration of Isaac Newton sitting under a tree. An average tree can make approximately 170,000 pencils. The Savannah cat is a hybrid breed created by crossing a serval with a domestic cat, a process that began in the 1980s. McDonald's is the restaurant with the largest number of locations worldwide, exceeding 40,000 establishments. Starbucks and Subway are in second and third place, respectively. Meet Devendra Suthar, the man who was born with 7 fingers on each of his hands, with 28 fingers in total. The record for the oldest person is 122 years and 164 days, an achievement achieved by Jean Calment. The Pacific Ocean was named by navigator Ferdinand Magellan, who described it as a calm and serene sea in 1520, meaning peaceful. San Marino, founded in 301, is considered the oldest country in the world. Otters hold hands while sleeping to stay close to their group. A rhinoceros's horn is made of keratin, the same material that makes up our nails and hair. Russia covers 10% of the Earth's surface, with a total of 6.94 million square miles. Did you know that ants have tiny abdomens that can hold about 7 microliters of liquid? Nikolai Valuev is the tallest and heaviest heavyweight boxer in history, weighing 333 pounds. A square piece of paper cannot be folded in half more than 7 times. The iconic Hollywood sign originally read Hollywoodland in 2001. Animals with fast metabolisms, such as flies and hummingbirds, perceive time more quickly. On the other hand, those with slow metabolisms, such as turtles and whales, experience it more slowly. Cats have more bones in their bodies than humans, with 230 bones compared to our 206. In Japan, people can hire friends for social activities, such as eating or going to the movies, to avoid feeling lonely. The Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest place on the planet, with some areas that haven't received rain in over 400 years. Goats' eyes are rectangular in shape, allowing them to see much further than humans. The moon is moving away from Earth at a rate of approximately 3.8 centimeters per year, so it may one day disappear from the sky. Beavers can cut down trees with their sharp teeth, causing them to fall in a matter of minutes. The largest crater on Earth, called Vredefort, is located in South Africa and has a diameter of 300 kilometers. The sun is not fixed. It moves through the galaxy at a speed of 514,000 miles per hour. The snail Eobonia vermiculata, also known as the garden snail, has an impressive ability to hibernate for up to 3 years in unfavorable conditions. The famous Big Ben in London is actually the name of the bell, not the clock or tower as many think. The first computer operating system, known as Unix, was created in 1969 by two AT&T researchers. 1-cent coins, known as pennies, cost more to manufacture than their actual value. In 1973, a man named Larry Walters flew in a lawn chair attached to helium balloons, reaching over 15,000 feet before landing. Spiders are not insects. They are arachnids, a distinct class that includes scorpions and ticks. An ordinary pencil can draw a continuous line up to 35 miles before it wears out. The Diamond Sutra, a Buddhist text printed in China around 868 AD, is the oldest surviving printed book. Did you know that Neil Armstrong's footprints are still marked on the moon? The Roman Emperor Caligula appointed his horse Incitatus consul, one of the highest positions in Roman politics. In Brazil, more than 54% of the population consider themselves soccer fans. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, founded in 1919, is the oldest airline in the world. In Germany, Krampuslauf is celebrated every year, an event honoring Krampus, the demonic companion of St. Nicholas, who punishes naughty children during Christmas. In Japan, the Toro Nagashi Festival is a significant tradition celebrated primarily in the summer as a way to pay homage to the spirits of ancestors. In Japan, there is a tradition called Hanami that celebrates the cherry blossom season, where people gather under the trees to observe the flowers during the spring season. In Iceland, it is said that 10% of the population believes in the existence of elves. In Japan, there is a holiday called Tanabata, during which people write their wishes on strips of paper and hang them on bamboo poles. In Mongolia, traditional inhabitants live in houses called gurs, which are portable, circular structures. Snails have up to 14,000 teeth. The Rolls-Royce La Rose Noire Droptail is the most expensive car in the world, with an estimated price of over $30 million. Famous supermodel Naomi Campbell was the first woman of African descent to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine in 1988. In Norway, there is a festival called Birkebeiner, which consists of a cross-country ski race. The first computer in history, called ENIAC, weighed 30 tons and took up more space than a large house. Thanks to their efficient bodies, camels can survive up to 2 weeks without water. The world's most poisonous jellyfish, the Chironex fleckeri, is found in Australian waters and can cause death in minutes. Nearly 80% of animal species on Earth have 6 legs, as most belong to the insect group. The Manx cat is a cat breed known for having no tail. Did you ever imagine that whales don't have teeth, but baleen made of keratin? They work like a giant filter to trap krill and other microorganisms from the water. Did you know that many car scenes in movies aren't filmed with real cars? They use miniature replicas filmed with tricks of perspective and slow motion. Cheetahs vocalize with high-pitched, bird-like sounds. The Burj Khalifa, at 2,717 feet, is taller than any other building. During World War II, the Japanese created the kamikaze plane, designed to crash into enemy targets on suicide missions. The first successful vaccine was created in 1796 by Edward Jenner, who used cowpox to immunize against smallpox. The Lambert Glacier in Antarctica is the largest glacier in the world. The island of Spinalonga, Greece, was a leper colony for much of the 20th century, where sufferers lived separately from their loved ones due to the stigma of the disease. The Villa Les Cèdres in Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, France, was acquired in 2019 by a Ukrainian tycoon for a staggering 200 million euros. The longest recorded hiccup lasted 68 years and happened to Charles Osborne. The moon has visible craters on its surface due to asteroid and comet impacts. The white layer on oranges is called the albedo. It has more nutrients and fiber than the juice. Although many remove it, it is good for your health. Some members of the ancient Inca civilization used cow urine to wash their hair. Human hair grows an average of 0.016 inches per day. That's equivalent to 0.11 inches per week and more than 5 inches per year. Sharks can interpret sudden movements in the water as signs of prey. That's why swimming calmly is key in risk zones. Did you know that if there are 23 people in a room, there's more than a 50% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? It's called the birthday paradox. The Bornean proboscis monkey might take the title of world's ugliest animal. The jackfruit is the world's largest fruit and can weigh up to 121 pounds. Scarlett Johansson has a twin brother named Hunter, and he's 3 minutes younger than her. Approximately 70% of the lightning that strikes the Earth falls on the oceans. The Epson HX20, launched in 1981, was the first commercially successful laptop. Cats spend more than 70% of their lives sleeping. A person blinks about 25,000 times a week. Many believe penguins don't have necks, but they actually do. It's simply hidden under the thick layer of fat they store. Shakespeare's daughter was illiterate. Antarctica contains about 70% of the planet's fresh water. The woodpecker can tap wood up to 16 times per second. Shark teeth are constantly regenerating, being replaced up to 30,000 times in their lifetime. Lightning can reach temperatures of up to 30,000 degrees Celsius, much hotter than the surface of the sun. Watermelon is the fruit with the highest water content, accounting for 92% of its composition. The heart of a shrimp is in its head. The sun is approximately 400 times larger than the moon, but it is also 400 times farther from Earth. Zebras cannot sleep alone in the dark, as their social instinct leads them to sleep in groups, seeking the security of their herd. Dark chocolate can be poisonous to dogs due to theobromine, a substance they cannot digest properly. The Mediterranean Sea is the only sea in which sharks dangerous to humans are not found. Did you know that seahorses are the only animals in which the male gives birth? Fiddler crabs have one claw much larger than the other, which they use to attract females. The planet Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most of the planets in the solar system. Japanese spider crabs can grow legs that are more than 10 feet long. The Colca Canyon in Peru is twice as deep as the Grand Canyon in Arizona, capable of automatically washing hair, especially useful for the elderly or those with limited mobility. Motoball is an extreme version of soccer where players, riding motorcycles, chase a huge ball while the goalkeeper remains on foot. A guitar made from McDonald's fries was built using 15 pieces of plastic, resin, and adhesive, and surprisingly manages to produce a pretty good sound. The queen of the leafcutter ant can live up to 20 years and is capable of laying more than 150 million eggs, being much larger than its workers. A haptic virtual reality t-shirt can make you feel simulated caresses or impacts, bringing the experience of the metaverse to the physical plane.